In the desire to control others, we lose control over ourselves. I was 40 years old when I stood up for myself for the first time. I should have stood up earlier. Don't be afraid of enemies who attack you. Be afraid of the friends who flatter you. Subjectivity is strange to science, while relativity is an objective part of it. I believe in looking reality straight in the eye and denying it. You must learn to let go. Release the stress. You were never in control anyway. The thermometer of success is merely the jealousy of the malcontents. When I was born, the doctor slit my throat to see if I could talk. It is only after the deepest darkness that the greatest joy can come. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. Heaven wheels above you, displaying to you her eternal glories, and still your eyes are on the ground. Two possibilities exist. Either we are alone in the universe or we are not. Both are equally terrifying. Sometimes small things can become very large, indeed. These mountains that you are carrying, you were only supposed to climb. It's a big world, but we are small. Every little thing matters a lot. You are a human with one life, and it's up to you to make it the best life you can. People do not know how what is at variance agrees with itself. It is an attunement of opposite tensions, like that of the bow and the lyre. The only limits for tomorrow are the doubts we have today. Don't waste your time with explanations. People only hear what they want to hear. When there are many worlds, you can choose the one you walk into each day. It is one thing to be clever and another to be wise. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. Problems in science are sometimes made easier by adding complications. The danger today isn't believing there are no sick people, there is only a sick society. A serious and good philosophical work could be written consisting entirely of jokes. Life is essentially an endless series of problems. The solution to one problem is merely the creation of another. No matter where you are, you're always a bit on your own, always an outsider. I never fail. It's just that the people around me succeed more than I. Even the smallest changes in our daily routine can create incredible ripple effects that expand our vision of what is possible. Keep your friends for friendship, but work with the skilled and competent. I can kill a bad guy, but I can't save anyone. I'm not a hero. All I am is a killer. A dead killer who shit his pants. A thing can be true and still be desperate folly. Hazel. See yourself as you really are, accept the good and the bad. Only then can you truly share yourself with another. We can't avoid reasoning. We can only avoid doing it well. Our power lies in our small daily choices, one after another, to create eternal ripples of a life well lived. Having the best doesn't make you the best, but producing the best makes you the best. The truth was only another mask, even if it was the best fit, the closest to skin and all that lay beneath. I wish to tell the truth, for truth always conveys its own moral to those who are able to receive it. For reason, ruling alone, is a force confining, and passion, unattended, is a flame that burns to its own destruction. I can't really act the way I want to act, or say what I want to say all the time. And a lot of times, I cover that up with a smile. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Rock and roll is not red carpets and MySpace friends. Rock and roll is dangerous and should piss people off. There's nothing wrong with you. There's a lot wrong with the world you live in. And definitely get out of high school and make everyone sorry. Life is a long, agonized illness only curable by death. There was another life that I might have had, but I am having this one. Even when muddy your wings sparkle bright wonders that heal broken worlds. Wisdom comes from experience. Experience is often a result of lack of wisdom. There are only two ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. Never let your sense of morals prevent you from doing what is right. It's never the value of water but thirst. It's never the value of life but death, and it's never about the friendship but trust. For all those that have to fight for the respect that everyone else is given without question. It is impossible to build one's own happiness on the unhappiness of others. This perspective is at the heart of Buddhist teachings. 10 years from now, make sure you can say that you chose your life, you didn't settle for it. Hobbes, if you don't get a goodnight kiss, you get Kafka dreams. Success to me is being happy, truly fulfilled, being proud of myself, and doing different things all the time. Too much action with too little intent makes for wasteful exertion of energy and the confusion between movement and progress. No matter what you do, someone always knew you would. It's not always that we need to do more, but rather that we need to focus on less. Oh, what a tangled web we weave. When first we practice to deceive. If we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other. You not only are hunted by others, you unknowingly hunt yourself. It is a very funny thing that the sleepier you are, the longer you take about getting to bed. What we do is more important than what we say or what we say we believe. Do not presume that richness or poorness will bring you happiness. We never know the quality of someone else's life, though we seldom resist the temptation to assume and pass judgment. Distance sometimes lets you know who is worth keeping and who is worth letting go. Set goals that make your heart sing. Then achieving them is an experience of uplifting joy. When the world pushes you to your knees, you're in the perfect position to pray. Suffering is part of our training program for becoming wise. Keep going. It's not as difficult as you feel it is. Don't give up. You're only young once, but you can be immature forever. Paradoxically, though it may seem, it is nonetheless true that life imitates art far more than art imitates life. Great heroes need great sorrows and burdens, or half their greatness goes unnoticed. It is all part of the fairy tale. Don't carry your mistakes around with you. Place them on the floor and use them as stepping stones to where you want to go. The cynic sees only cynicism, the depressive can taint creation with one glance. We are not leaving anyone behind, we have to stick together in order to stay safe. Becoming well-known is the most valuable element in the connection process. Without causality in the world, there is no point in educating people or making any moral or political appeal. If a man confessed anything on his deathbed, it was the truth, for no man could stare death in the face and lie. Be not afraid of life. Believe that life is worth living, and your belief will help create the fact. Courage is feeling fear, not getting rid of fear, and taking action in the face of fear. If all the people who were called crazy started acting normal, we'd probably still be living in caves. The truth is usually left for us to hunt and gather independently if we are so inclined. Committing your goals to paper increases the likelihood of your achieving them by 1000%. The truth does not change according to our ability to stomach it. Most of what I say is complete truth. My edit button is broken. Pessimistic Tidak Lebi Daripada Sikap Takber Mindahalui Nazib. Perfection of character is this: to live each day as if it were your last, without frenzy, without apathy, without pretense. Your words will either give you joy or give you sorrow, but if they were spoken without regret, they give you peace. Our worlds are an AI rendering of our inputs. Be curious, travel, and help to create a better world. As the poets say, stories are truth told through lies. Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life. Dead yesterdays and unborn tomorrows, why fret about it, if today be sweet? Where humanity sowed faith, hope, and unity, joy's garden blossomed. You don't chase darkness out of the room with a knife or a broom. Instead, you turn on the light. I could agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. Truth is not something outside to be discovered. It is something inside to be realized. You don't have to like someone, but you have to treat them as you wish to be treated. I don't fancy colors of the face. I'm always attracted to colors of the brain. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching, and doing as you say you would do.